The first draft of the Post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework is out. The Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, is a multilateral treaty, and its objective is to develop national strategies for the conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity. The convention was opened for signature at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro on 5 June 1992. The Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, is currently signed by 196 countries and has three main goals: the conservation of biological diversity, the sustainable use of its components, and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from genetic resources. The main objective of CBD is to develop national strategies for the conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity, and is often seen as the key document regarding sustainable development. Based on the CBD, a framework of 21 targets and 10 milestones to be achieved by 2030 was created. It is everyone's responsibility to contribute his or her efforts towards that achievement. The framework is updated as we continue to achieve the targets. The first draft of the Post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework was released on 5 July 2021. It has developed a theory of change which projects that urgent policies globally and regionally are required to transform economic, social, and financial models needed to slow down biodiversity loss in the next 10 years. The theory of change also seeks to allow recovery of natural ecosystems in the next 20 years, culminating into the framework's vision of creating harmonious living between nature and humans. The framework has also devised goals to be achieved over the next 30 years and has indicators for judgment of the milestones that have been reached. The major goals include the integrity of all ecosystems, supporting a healthy and resilient population species by reducing the rate of extinctions and thus maintaining biodiversity of wild and domestic species. This has so far been indicated by a 5% net gain in natural systems, a 10% decrease in extinction rates, and a 90% safeguard in the genetic diversity of wild and domestic species. The other set goal is the need to value nature's contribution to humanity and take adequate precaution in conserving it well for the benefit of all, and ensure that all genetic resources are shared fairly and equitably, with the increase in both monetary and non-monetary benefits of conserving biodiversity. The fourth goal of the framework is to close the gap between available financial resources for the implementation of the 2050 vision and those necessary to achieve this goal. The developed 21 targets are set for urgent action by 2030, which will foster the eventual success of the Vision 2050 of harmony between nature and humanity. And we look at reducing threats to biodiversity by ensuring that all sea and land are under integrated biodiversity and ensuring that 20% of degraded water, marine, and terrestrial ecosystems are restored. The other target is meeting people's needs through sustainable use and benefit sharing of food security, medicines, and livelihoods of the vulnerable. Target 3 is fostering tools for the implementation and mainstreaming by fully integrating biodiversity in the regulations, policies, planning, development processes, and poverty reduction endeavors. Other targets include implementation of support mechanisms, enabling conditions, responsibility, transparency, planning outreaches, awareness, and uptakes. As a global citizen, you have the right to information about CBD. Countries that are party to the convention are tasked with implementing the targets and goals in their nations. Afterwards, progress reports are submitted to the Secretariat. Elect leaders who are aware of the climate emergencies. Promote practices that protect all of biodiversity. Learn about biodiversity and sustainable development goals. Participate in campaigns to raise awareness on biodiversity to reach a wider range of people. Nelson Mandela once said that it always seems impossible until it's done. 2030 is not too many years away, and we hope to look back and commend ourselves for achieving the goals and targets.